What's up, everybody? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, great morning. Wait, first of all, let me clip this because I'm about to be moving. I promise y'all one day you're gonna be perfect at this. But in the meantime, all right. What's up, y'all? Good morning. And I say, after my exercise in the morning, that's when I'm fired up. That's when I should do my live. I don't know what the heck that was last night, but I was tired. I was so tired. But anyway, I did whatever I did, and I don't even know. I didn't even go back and listen to it, but I was pressed to make sure that I stuck to my commitment. So today is day 5. What's up, everybody? I was gonna say welcome back to my channel, but this is not my YouTube. My name is Crystal. Some people call me Low Baller. Just got my 20% in. Got rained on. Literally, a rain cloud went over me. I got drenched, but nonetheless, we kept it pushing anyway. So, as I was saying before, normally in the morning is when I am fired up, especially after I get finished exercising or riding my bike. I'm just like a whole different type of beast. My whole day is different. So for those of you that is not exercising or have never tried it, try it. Try like getting up in the morning and doing something. Even if you just go for a walk, you don't have to be extreme. You don't have to do backflips. You don't have to like ride 50 miles. But you really do feel amazing. Whenever I speak, I speak about the total transformation, mind, body, and soul, which bring me to my next point. So on my bike, I'm always like getting all these thoughts and all these ideas, and I do everything. When I say I do everything on my bike, well, not everything. Let me explain that. So anytime I have either need to come up with something, or I'll just sit and I'll just imagine and envision certain things. I'll sit and like plan out my day, and just, I don't know how to explain it, but for those of you that ride and ride solo sometimes, you just really get a chance to like empty your mind, and just it brings clarity. So anyway, this morning as I was riding, I normally listen to some type of, let me turn this light off. This is so the cars can see me. Woo woo, it's sound of police. Sorry. See, I play too much. Okay. Let me turn the other one off. All right, so as I was saying, when I ride, it really helped you with clarity and thinking clear and all that good stuff. And I typically listen to some type of personal development, whether it's a message, whether it's Eric Thomas, Inky Johnson. I always like to listen to something that's going to fill me up in a positive way. And this morning, as I was riding, I heard my aunt's voice. So anybody that know my Aunt Ray Ray, she always tell you to put your fix-it kit away. And when I talk about your fix-it kit, and when she say put your fix-it kit away, she said it. I'm sorry, I got distracted because somebody about to. I knew I wasn't crazy. I heard somebody at the door. When she said, put your fix-it. Oh. When she said, sorry, we have an infomercial going on in the background. I'm sorry. How I came up with that, let me backtrack. My mind, see what I'm saying? This, when I get distracted, this is why I need to be in a box when I'm doing this. But as I was riding, the thought that came to my head is like, this battle is not ours. And sometimes we try to fight a battle that is not ours. And I'm talking to, well, let me just put a disclaimer. I believe in God. I believe that, if I wouldn't be here because of him. When I say I believe in God, when I say this battle is not mine, it's his, it's me or us literally putting everything back in his hand. And when she said put your fix-it kit away, sometimes we go through life, we have things happen to us, wherever you want to put it, we have things happen to us, and what we do as a people sometimes is we pull out our blade and we're like, I'm going to handle this myself. But sometimes handling it or thinking you're going to be able to handle it yourself get you absolutely nowhere but running in the same circle. So, as I was riding, I was just thinking about, how you just think back over your life, certain things that may be going on currently, certain things that may have been going on in the past. That's just one of the thoughts that came to my head was like, this battle is not yours. And this battle is not yours. And, sometimes we can't control, a lot of times we can't control other people. And I said this the other day, but we can control our responses. But you have to really be a real believer of this battle isn't yours. Because in the heat of the moment, we have a hard time holding our tongue. Somebody do something and first thing most people do is snap back. Or they'll sit and they'll contemplate on how they're going to get back at a person that may have done something to them. But you literally get to take all of your worries, all of your challenges, all of your, like, whatever it is that you need to take, and, like, for real, give it to them and just let it sit there. And if you really believe that, if you really believe that that God is going to do what he said he's going to do, then you would do that, and then you would not turn back and grab your fix-it-kit and try to fix it yourself. But it was a whole lot of, maybe I should go live on my bike, because I had like 101 thoughts, and I was like, man, this is good. And trust me when I tell you, I'm just sharing this. The message is always to the messenger first. And putting your fix-it-kit away is not always an easy thing. For this 90 days, the whole thing is, how do you become unstuck and become unstoppable? And I know for me, prayer is like one of those things that if, how some people, if some people don't get their coffee, they're just different. You're like, oh, you need to have your coffee or you need to have your tea. But if I don't, I can always tell when I need to pray a little bit more or I need to fast a little bit more. I like to have control of my emotions. I like to have control of my temperament. When I say I like to have control, I like to think before I respond. And I sit and I watch sometimes. I watch things happen on the outside. When I say I watch, I'm not a people watcher, but I'm in certain spaces sometimes and I see how certain folks react to certain things. And to me, and I'm not here to judge nobody because trust me, I got enough going on, Crystal. But to me, sometimes when I see how people lash out, it's just a matter of you needing to maybe work on yourself a little bit more or taking that burden that you're carrying or whatever it is and like really just give it to God and let him do what it is that he's going to do. And sometimes it's, this is why prayer is important, because sometimes things happen to us for our growth. Like everything that happened to us, people are like, oh my God, somebody did so-and-so to me. Well, maybe that was to protect you. I've learned how to stop complaining when I'm in traffic, and that's real talk, because like you just really never know what is ahead of you. We'll be riding down the street and people are like, oh my God, why is the car riding in front of me so slow? You don't know if that is some type of protection for you, because a couple miles down the street, you know how many times I've got in my car and, got in my car and started driving and this one is in front of me or this happened or I had to run back in the house and it's just like, oh my gosh, I got to get out of here. And then you get down the road a piece and you be like, oh, wow, it's a car that smashed into another car. 1 or 2 minutes sooner, it could have been you. So you just learn how to sit in a space of grace. You just learn how to sit in that space and just be grateful. And this is why a gratitude journal and saying your affirmations and all that good stuff is important. It helped me. Like all I can do is share what worked for me and give you guys the tools and share it. And if you choose to use it, great. And, I always tell people this too. If what you're doing is working, keep doing what you're doing. I'm not here to change anybody's game. I'm not here to change anybody's day. I just think that we as a people all around should share more of, what helped us with these breakthroughs or what helped us get over, around, under, all that good stuff. But I did have a great ride today. And like I said, I love starting my days off like this. And I'm just grateful, man. I'm just so grateful. There's so much craziness out here. And even with that, like, you could beep a horn nowadays and people will jump out of their car and shoot you because that's a real thing. Like, people do that. And it's like, it's not even worth it. We have a thing in our house where we tell the kids, listen, just get back home today. Like, everybody's goal when we leave our home is to get back. And I constantly pray and thank God for his hedge of protection, because back in the day, we used to be told, like, don't hang around certain people or don't be in certain places. Now, it don't matter where you're at. Like, it doesn't matter. It's crazy stuff going on everywhere. People will move to certain neighborhoods, and I'm not saying that, of course, if there's a lot of robbing, stealing, and all that stuff going in a certain neighborhood, common sense, if you can move. But not to you got some people that move to certain neighborhoods. Don't let the neighborhood change you, because Like the Jeffersons will, we moving on up, hey, right? We move up or move down the street with the white picket fence, and we think that we are unreachable, unstoppable. Truth be told, even with that, like we all have an expiration date, and we, all we could do is the best we can where we are with what we have, and just pray that God just continue to cover us and keep us. But whenever it's our time, it's our time. And I've, in the last 6 years, actually it's more than 6, because my brother, when my brother passed away, he was 23. And even when you're burying a loved one, like, you strengthening yourself will help you to understand how God works. Do I miss him? I do. But I just know that God doesn't make any mistakes. Fast forward, my sister passed away. She was young, right? And it's like, man, the more it happened, when my Aunt Ray passed away, like, that was just because I'm like, this is my roadie, she's supposed to be here until, right? And then when my Aunt Deborah passed, it was just like one thing after another, like both of my grandmothers. So when I was younger when my grandmothers passed away, so you kind of like know, but you don't really tapped in. So now that I'm older, I'm like, man, we don't know. We don't, like, I could be going tomorrow. People were like, don't say that. I'm like, nah. Even when it comes to this 90 days, a couple of my friends that I spoke to about this, I said, all of us have a lot inside of us. There's, you ever pass the cemetery, or you hear people say there's a lot of talent in the cemetery, because there was so many people that was afraid to, like, launch out into the deep, and they never got an opportunity to do that. And I'm like, man, I don't want that to happen to me. If you sit and have a conversation with me, you be like, dang, Crystal, like, I'm about to be 50 soon. I've done a lot, and I'm grateful for what I've done, but I know that I'm nowhere near or have not touched a lot of the things that God had for me. And if I never meet that mark, or if I never accomplish and or achieve any of those things, guess whose fault it's going to be? It's going to be mine. And when I say it's going to be my fault, because it's like we know what to do, but sometimes, even as bold as I believe I am, most times I allow fear. It's nothing but fear that stops us. So even getting over, like, I'm not scared to hit the button and record and talk to y'all on social media. It's my lack of consistency with it. So I'm like, okay, I put the weight on myself. We gonna do this for 90 days. And after I said it, I'm like, what we gonna talk to these people about for 90 days? So some days it's gonna be, y'all, I just had my bike ride, I'm fired up, this is the message I got. Other days we're gonna be in the kitchen cooking. I had to think, and this is why you need to surround yourself around people that will fill your cup, because I had a lot of friends that's like, Crystal, you can talk about this, you can talk about that, you can talk about that. You give so much. And now I'm like, man, let me just sit in a space to receive the what do we call it, not the accolades, or just receive what people say. Because when you are constantly pouring out and doing, sometimes we don't sit in a space to think, wow, when God created you, he really did create a dope thing. like you really are worth it. I say it in my affirmations, and I don't know where that come from, where I'm just like, I don't really want to be out in the front like that. But I continue to be drawn, and I think I know, and I think I shared this before. First of all, what time is it? Oh, I gotta hurry up. I shared this before. I would see people that had the spotlight or had the space where they could be in front, and just how they talk and or treated people. I never wanted to be that person, and I thought at the time, how when you just growing up, you see certain things, you're like, I don't ever want to be that person. I don't want anybody to ever feel like they can't talk to me. I don't want to get up and speak, and then people think, oh, she thinks she this, that, and the other. And on the flip side of that, people don't think what they want to think. You have to know who you are. So I know I don't bring that type of energy, but I can work a little bit more on my confidence. I could work a little bit more on I'll say faith, because when people say they have faith, that's you actually getting into action. So I'm excited to see what this next 90 days is going to look like. I normally do things in 21-day increments, but I was like, let's stretch ourselves, because before we know it, and this is going down for the record, because this will be posted on YouTube too. Before we know it, we're going to turn around 3 times, hop 4, and not like they tell you, the mind. I was going to say something about. But we're going to turn around, though, seriously, and 2025 is going to be here. And it happened, like, it's 23. And 21, I went back and I looked at one of my videos, and it was like, girl, you was ready to go. You was ready to launch. You was on fire. What the heck happened? You just like, I don't know, the fire just died down. And I'm like thinking, I get my little calculator out. You was born in 75. I don't know how much longer I have. You don't have too many more times to do that. Like, we got to get this party going now. So, yeah. And this is part of the challenge, because I started off by telling y'all to put your fix-it kit away, right? And just lean in on God, and we all the way over here. But that's my story, and that's my truth. And what's so crazy, and you would think we would get the lesson, is every time I do that, I always come out winning. And it's like, what you do, like, I don't understand why we do that as a people, and I'll be the first person, even myself. I don't know why I'll do that. I've never came out losing. Like, anytime I really, like, put everything in and trusted God on whatever it was, whether, I can't talk to y'all forever today, because I open up in 43 minutes. It's going to take me, I'm calculating, 10 minutes to shower, 2 washes, 2 rinses, throw my clothes on, got my clothes ready. got my clothes ready already. But he's never failed me. And it's like, why do you get all the way here and then you start to have doubt? But that's just a part of the process. But you have to have something on the inside that's going to trigger, that's going to be stronger than the thought that go over our head, that cross over to tell you that you're not good enough, that you're not worth it, that you're not capable, that you're not strong, that you are not, whatever your word is. Like, what thoughts come into your head that you believe that stopped you, that stop you from doing whatever it is. And we call them limiting beliefs. And one of my biggest ones was like, I get really nervous when I talk in front of people. All this stuff. And it's like, girl, if you don't get over yourself and get a life. And I still say, the bird be like, whoop, 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 whoop. But I'm working on shooting them down. So with that being said, y'all, let's have a magnificent day on purpose. And remember, it's not what people do and or say, but it's how we respond. So continue to work on yourself. I tell my folks, be committed to becoming 1% better every day, and you will get there. Remember, Rome wasn't built overnight, and you may not be able to change your destination overnight, but what you can do is change the set of your sails. So hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll holler at you later. Peace. In here, grease sight. I just wanted to say that. Okay. I don't know. Okay, there we go. And